mate, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that we linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal back in the UK after, I'll tell you what, I spent the whole day yesterday travelling, went to take my first flight to get back to the UK, and the lady just said behind the counter, it's cancelled. That was it, no explanation, nothing, cancelled. It took me the whole day to get home, but it's great to be back home. The World Cup adventure over in Russia is over. England are out, as we know, but there's still the final to come, and we will be covering that and also the third and fourth playoff here on ArsenalFanTV. But it's been a great journey, but it's good now to be back with Arsenal business. And of course, Arsenal are going to be playing tomorrow against Boreham Wood over there in Boreham Wood. I actually met the chairman of Boreham Wood over in Russia, a really nice guy. And he was really looking forward to that friendly. And that friendly is going to be taking place tomorrow at Boreham Wood. Kick-off, though, 3 o'clock, the same time as the England game, which is a bit of a clash. But it should be a really interesting friendly because a lot of... normally when Arsenal play that game, they just play loads and loads of kids. But from what I'm hearing, they're going to play a lot of the first teamers tomorrow. A lot of the first teamers will figure. So you might see Aubameyang, Lacazette, Mkhitaryan, those guys might be there at that friendly. So if you haven't already got a ticket, I'd suggest you get one to that game. That's going to be good, and it's going to be good to see these Arsenal players playing back in the flesh, and good to see the new manager. It's going to be weird to see a new manager because I still can't get Wenger out of my head. It's still going to be weird for me to see another man on the touchline apart from Arsene Wenger. But again, that's what makes it so exciting, that it's a new era, it's new times. And Unai Emery was being asked yesterday about his signings so far this summer, and very interesting quotes from him. He said, normally in all my career, the big club don't choose the moment for signing a new player, but today we are okay. Maybe we can if a very good possibility in the player could come to help us. And then he also went on to say, we signed the players who we needed, and only if one player is a big opportunity for us will we sign. So that seems to suggest that he's very happy with the signings that he's made so far, and that basically he's saying that I've more or less done my business. However, if one big name or one player emerges in the transfer market that you just can't say no to, he will move for that player. And those sort of players do always emerge. Every transfer window, there's something that happens. There's some sort of domino effect that happens that throws up a player, like when we got Mesut Ozil, when we got Aubameyang as well. You know, Lacazette. Remember, Lacazette was supposed to be going to Atletico Madrid, and they got the transfer ban. We were able to get in there and get him. Aubameyang, we wasn't really. I don't think we was expecting to get Aubameyang, but circumstances meant that he was available. We got him. Mesut Ozil, unexpected, we got him. So you never know, there could be another big name in the offering. Just before I look at a couple of those big names that could be possibilities, what do you guys think of the business so far? Are you happy with what he's done so far? He said he's got what he's needed. And when you look at the transfers that have been done, I've got to say, I've been quite impressed so far. Even though I still keep saying it, I want that big name. But he's dealt with the areas of concern. Goalkeeper last season, both Ospina and Cech just went up to scratch. We could all see as fans that a new goalkeeper's needed. We can keep one of those two as a second keeper, but we needed a new keeper, needed new blood there. He's gone and got Bernd Leno. Excellent signing. Brilliant prospect. I was chatting to some German correspondents a couple of weeks ago. They said, Robbie, you've got yourself one of the best goalkeepers in Germany. So that's a good one. Defensively, Socrates, we needed another centre-back. He's gone and addressed that by getting Socrates, experienced, strong, tough centre-back. He's addressed that. We needed competition for Hector Bellerin. Bellerin, you know, talented player, but even he must surely admit that he had a poor season last year. He's got competition in for him now with Lichtsteiner. The defensive midfield problem that's been around for ages and ages, which interestingly, I think Wenger was being asked about the other day, and he felt that, you know, we were all right with Xhaka. Sorry, no. We know that's been a big problem. Lucas Torreira has come in from Sampdoria and Uruguay. From what we saw in the World Cup and from what I've seen of his performances in Italy, perfect for what we need. Another great signing. And then he's made this young signing, this guy Guendouzi, who again, listen, I don't know a lot about him. I'm not going to pretend to, but from what I've read, sounds like a really good prospect and a young player that can push on into the first team. So far, I like what I've seen. I like what I've seen. However, he himself is saying that the book is still open if that big name or if that big signing becomes available. Now, could that be Ousmane Dembele of Barcelona? We've spoken about it several times before on the show. People have said it's madness and stuff like that. It looks like Barcelona probably are going to hold on to him, but you never know. He could be one of these players where it could open up and maybe he could be on the move, especially if Barcelona were to go out there and buy another winger. Now, he is a brilliant player. We haven't seen the best of this guy because in the World Cup, he hasn't really figured that much really for France, not as much as he would have hoped. And for Barcelona, he was a bit of a bit part player last season, really overshadowed by guys like Messi and also Suarez, etc. But make no mistake, he's young, he's brilliant, and he would be an exciting player at Arsenal Football Club. Actually, about a year ago, I know everybody's talking about Mbappe right now at France, but about a year ago, I'd say he was a bit ahead of Mbappe. It's probably him with Mbappe just behind. Mbappe now has gone further, but he is in the same mould, and he would be a fantastic signing. Would Barcelona be willing to sell? I think only if maybe somebody else came in, but Arsenal do retain an interest in Ousmane Dembele. Then there's the other mad one that I came up with the other day, which well, I didn't just come up with it. I've heard the rumours going around. Paulo Dybala. Now, a couple of weeks ago, everybody would have said, we're totally off our head, we're mad. But who knows now? Now that, you know, Juventus, they've gone and bought Ronaldo. What's going to happen with Dybala? Surely he's not going to start every week with Cristiano Ronaldo. They've outlaid nearly £100 million on a 33-year-old player. That means there's going to be limited time for Dybala. So could Dybala be on the move, and could that be one where, you know, Arsenal could sneak in and try and get? Then, of course, there's Ant Rebic, who we spoke about yesterday, plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. He's been doing bits for Croatia in the World Cup, is in the World Cup final, a winger, or anyway, he can play across the midfield. Really talented player. Looks like he's definitely going to be on the move after the World Cup. The Eintracht Frankfurt president saying yesterday that, listen, we can't stand in his way if a bigger club come and want to get him. All right, he's not that mega name, but he could be a name that possibly Arsenal could go in and get. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on this from now till the end of the transfer window to see if any of these sort of special names emerge that are doable for Arsenal, because if it does, they might just go out there and make their moves and get those players in. Unai Emery's also asked yesterday about Steven Nzonzi. Now, we've been linked with Nzonzi a lot throughout the transfer window. Nzonzi wants to move on after the World Cup. He's already told Sevilla he wants to leave. Unai Emery, though, saying yesterday that he's saying, listen, I'm aware that, you know, we've been linked with him, but he goes, I haven't, you know, made any contact with Sevilla about trying to get Steven Nzonzi. So that's what he said about him yesterday. He also spoke about Jack Wilshere, interestingly. You know, Wilshere, of course, he joined West Ham this week, and you know, Unai Emery saying, listen, I know that he was a favourite of the fans, and you know, we wanted to keep him, but he said it was a tactical and technical decision why we decided to let him leave. That was his words. And basically, if you kind of read into what he was saying, was basically what we all know, that basically he was saying to Jack Wilshere, the way I'm looking to play, I cannot guarantee you that you're going to be starting for Arsenal in the starting 11. That's what he said. He said it in a press conference. And Jack Wilshere says, I want to start now. I'm of that age, 27. I want to be starting week in, week out. Probably gutted still that he's missed out on the England place and the whole England adventure. That couldn't be guaranteed, and that's why Jack Wilshere decided to move on. I'm still a bit upset because, as I said, why did we let it run down? So he's walked away for nothing. But listen, it is what it is. He's moved on, and we're moving on as well. Good luck to Jack Wilshere, but that's the reasons why. From the horse's mouth, Unai Emery himself. And what about this interesting link? Ivan Gazidis linked with a move away. You would have thought, oh, you would have heard that on Transfer Daily, would you? And you know what? If I would have said this about, say, a year ago, 2 years ago, everybody would be like, yeah, I'll drive him there. Tell me where he is. I'll go and pick him up. I'll drive him to wherever it is, and let's get him out of our club. But actually, Ivan Gazidis at the moment, fans are kind of warming to him at the moment. You know what I mean? They're kind of seeing the changes he's sort of making behind the scenes with Mislintat, etc. And some of the changes he's doing. And fans are like, well, actually, let's give this guy a chance. Kind of like what we're seeing from Gazidis at the moment. Well, that's if he's still here, because he's being linked with a move away to AC Milan. AC Milan have been taken over by a hedge fund called Elliott Management Corporation. They've taken over from the Chinese owners who, you know, they totally messed up the club, the Chinese owners. And apparently this hedge fund would like to get Gazidis to come and run the club. Now, Gazidis, remember, I remember speaking to him one time out in America, and he was telling me, he goes, listen, I was one of the main guys responsible for starting up the MLS. He is very well known and very well liked over there in America. And this American hedge fund see him as the guy to get AC Milan back to where it want to be, you know, organise it and get it back to the top. So Ivan Gazidis linked with a move away. You never thought you'd hear that one, did you? Listen, thanks for watching the show today. We're going to be back tomorrow. Don't forget, we're going to be down here at Boreham Wood. We're going to be interviewing fans as well. So if you want to catch up with us, do so. We will also be covering the World Cup. But thanks for watching the show today, and we'll be back tomorrow.